Muy buenas tardes, estamos en radiodurísima.com en un show más de Conversando con mi gente. En esta ocasión tenemos a Kaleem Shabazz. I'm not sure if I pronounced it well.
That's it.
Okay.
You got it.
Kaleem Shabazz es uno de los candidatos para el área tercera de la ciudad de Atlantic City. Entonces vamos a hablar con él y vamos a conocerlo un poco más acerca para que la gente conozca quién es Kaleem Shabazz. Kaleem, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What I was introduce yourself is I want to introduce yourself in your own words.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Kaleem Shabazz?
Okay. I am a person who is concerned about community issues. I'm a grandfather of two. My oldest grandson is a graduate of Stockton College. My youngest grandson is completing his sophomore year at Rutgers University, where I attended, Rutgers University in New Brunswick. I've been married for 42 years. My wife is an administrator in the municipal court system of Atlantic City. I have one daughter who is working in real estate and is going back to school to get her degree in medical transcribing. I've been a resident of Atlantic City. I was born in Atlantic City, graduated from Atlantic City Public Schools. I went to a university, historically black college called Cheney University. At the time I went to it was Cheney College. And I graduated from Rutgers, a state university in New Brunswick. I have a degree in urban planning and credits towards my master's in urban planning and administration. I formerly was director of the National Conference of Christians and Jews, which is now the American Conference of Diversity, which I'm a board member of. I've been involved in community activity, intergroup relations, working to bring people together. I've spoken at the UN against the South African casino. When casinos first started, a South African casino wanted to come to Atlantic City, and I helped lead a movement against that because at that time apartheid was in South Africa, Nelson Mandela was in prison, and we felt that should not come to Atlantic City. I've been involved with the NACP since I was a young person in the NACP Youth Council, and social justice, issues of inclusion, promoting diversity, intergroup relations. That's what I'm passionate about.
Okay, so when you mentioned that you're born and raised in Atlantic City, I don't want to say how many years ago.
Right.
Tell me a little bit back then, Atlantic City, and today.
Well, I'm proud to say I was born in Atlantic City, the Atlantic City Hospital, which is now Atlantic City Medical Center, 67 years ago. God willing, in July 17th.
You look good. You look good.
I'll be 68, which is the day after my 50th reunion for college. For high school, for Atlantic City High School. Atlantic City has changed tremendously, obviously with the casinos coming and now falling down somewhat. But basically Atlantic City has continued to be a city of communities and neighborhoods. There's been a closeness and a unity in Atlantic City that has transcended some racial issues and intergroup problems. I think people who are from Atlantic City love Atlantic City, and they work together. And even though now we're in difficult times, I think Atlantic City is going to rise again, and that's going to happen because the people of Atlantic City have a common vision. They want a better Atlantic City. They love each other. They have differences, but that doesn't mean that those differences cause hostility. I think it's going to bring about a unity that Atlantic City will return again in a different form, but to a place of greatness where people will have a good life.
Let me ask you something. Back then, I'm not sure because I never asked this question before to anybody. How was the diversity of the people in Atlantic City?
Atlantic City was always a very diverse town. Contrary to popular opinion, the time that I grew up, Atlantic City had a very high population of African Americans. It had Caucasians. As the economy changed, as tourism changed, influx of people from other nationalities came to Atlantic City because it was a place to get jobs. It was a place that you could work and earn money. So Atlantic City has always been an open city, for lack of a better words, in terms of accepting people and in terms of people coming and seeing opportunities to make a better life. And that's one of the good points about Atlantic City. And if you walk down the boardwalk, which I do frequently, you hear various languages. You see people from different ethnic groups, different styles of dress, and that's what makes a city strong. that's what makes a country strong, a nation strong, diversity and people of different viewpoints for a common purpose.
Now that I know that you're running for Third Ward Council, what is the area that the Third Ward covers? So people will know, what area you're going to be covering.
The Third Ward is from Tennessee Avenue to Arkansas Avenue, from the Boardwalk to Emerson Avenue.
What about the Latino population? Because this show is going to be viewing for a lot of Latino community. So what is do you know any statistics about the?
I don't know the exact numbers, but I know from looking at the voter list that there are several Latino residents and families in the Third Ward. And I know just by walking and knocking on doors, speaking to people and talking to people, there's several people of Hispanic background live in the Third Ward. And I want to be a councilman and a representative for everyone in the Third Ward. And I want to make sure that people feel that they have a voice, that they have a representative. And I want to set up some structures to ensure that people, no matter who they are, no matter what their origin is, if they're in the Third Ward, they will have input. And one of the ways I want to do that is to form a Third Ward Advisory Council. And the Third Ward Advisory Council would be from people across the ward, reflecting the population of the ward, so they can talk to me and give me their concerns on an ongoing basis, so that I can represent those concerns on City Council. Another thing I want to do is have a newsletter that will go out talking about city issues and reaching out to people, a bilingual newspaper, so that, not newspaper, newsletter, you do the newspaper, a newsletter, so that people will have a voice.
And you mentioned before that you're going to do bilingual.
Right, bilingual.
That's very important nowadays. In today's Atlantic City, now on we see a lot of changes and a lot of improvements. In your ward, what are the major concerns about to have a better city that you can probably will help to improve?
Well, of course, the major concern is taxes. People are concerned about taxes. The tax rate is too high, and it is hard for people to pay it. We have to push the tax rate down. We have to make the cost of government more affordable. And I want to do everything possible to do that. One of the things I want to do, I think we have to utilize Stockton University and Atlantic Community College, the forces there, the professors and the brain power we have there to give us best practices so we can see how to run the city more efficiently. Another thing I want to focus on is education. We are not going to have a great city if we don't have a good school system. People who have school-age children are not going to want to stay here if the school system is not effective and efficient. And I want to partner with the school system to do things that are going to expose our youngsters in Atlantic City who are in an urban atmosphere, to give them exposure to STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, and to make sure that they have hopes for a better life. And so I plan to do many activities and programs to give youngsters in the community options and a hope for a better future.
I always been thinking, this is outside of your thoughts, but this is my personal point, that a lot of places in Atlantic City, they are missing more like attraction for kids, so they can be focused more in sports, indoor complex or stuff like that. In your ward, there's gonna be a room to build any of those complexes or anything?
I'm glad you asked me that. I don't know about actually building the complex. I think we have to make better use of facilities we have. In the Soldiers Home, which is a facility in the Third Ward, I'd like to make a better use of that. I'd like to set up.
What's the name?
It's the Soldiers Home.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what it is.
Also known as All Wars Memorial Building. Magnificent building. In fact, it's almost a new building. Mm-hmm. It's over $6 million of renovation from the federal government under Langford's administration that renovated that building. So I want to utilize that building. I'd like to set up a speakers bureau to bring speakers in to talk to youngsters on science, technology, engineering, and math. Those are the fields of the future. Those are the jobs and the careers of the future. Our youngsters need to hear and see speakers who can tell them what they need to be doing to focus themselves on those career paths. And they can't wait till they get in high school because it's too late. They need to be hearing this at 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And that's one of the things I want to do.
Yeah, that's very important because that's pretty much our concept, with Radio Durísima Communications, and and El Correo, that we like to inform the community, not only the old people, the adults, also the kids, to mentor them to have a better life. So when you go and you approach, you mentioned that you knocking doors, to tell people that you're running for the third ward. How is that part that you communicate with the Latinos?
Well, I think I've been fortunate. Most of the doors I have knocked on where Latino people have come, they speak English, or the younger person speaks English. I have a intergenerational crew that goes out with me. My daughter, my social media director, some of the volunteers are younger. So when we knock on the door and the person, if they're an older person, they don't speak English, somebody in the house speaks English. So we've been able to communicate to them.
So language barrier wasn't an issue.
It has been an issue so far.
Good,
and
good.
hopefully it won't be on June 2nd.
Okay. So for June 2nd is the election. So in your own words, tell the people that are watching this show right now why they should vote for you.
Good question. They should vote for me if they want a representative who is going to be in tune with community needs, who's going to be active, who's going to be visible, who's going to be focused, who has a vision to make Atlantic City a better place with everybody included, who wants to give youngsters a great opportunity, who wants to make city services more efficient, who wants to be cooperative with the mayor and the administration and the county and the state government moving us forward, who has an idea of where Atlantic City should be going, then they should vote for Kaleem Shabazz. Elections about the future. What has happened in the past is past. We can't do anything about that. We are where we are with our situation. We have to look forward in the future. We have to be preparing Atlantic City for 5, 10, 15 years down the line. I think I have a vision for the future that will have a unified Atlantic City. We'll have our youngsters, as I've said before, looking for careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. And those who aren't inclined to do that, to be in the trades and those kind of activities. But I said we have to look for the future. We have to build a city that's green, has sustainable energy sources, that takes care of the environment, that has walkable streets so our older people can walk in safety. And that's what we have to start thinking. We can't just think so narrowly about the next election or the next contract. We have to be forward thinking, and I think I bring that to the city council. I have the ability to forge coalitions of interest, to bring people together, to look to the future, to be inclusive, and that's where the country's going, and that's where Atlantic City has to go to be in step with the future.
So you're pretty much coming with solutions then.
Exactly, that's what I hope to do.
Okay, so everyone already here, you know what Kaleem Shabazz has to say. Cualquier persona que quiera alguna información, what is your contact information where they can contact you or follow you to know a little bit more about you?
Okay. They can follow me on Shabazz 2015 at AOL.com. They can, on June 2nd, I'm on A6 for those residents of the 3rd Ward. I am the Democratic approved and endorsed candidate. And I would like to, they can also call me. My number is listed. I have a listed phone number. 609-609-344-2590.
Website?
KaleemShabazz.com.
KaleemShabazz.com.
KaleemShabazz.com. And repeat the number, please.
Yes.
609-344-2590 and KaleemShabazz.com.
And you always respond to the number.
That's right. I respond to all calls.
Okay, Kaleem, so anything else that you want to say to the Latino community on the public in general?
I just want to say I appreciate this opportunity to talk to the Latino community. If I'm elected, this won't be the last conversation. I'd like to have regular conversations, sit down with you and update people and take questions and take concerns and appear at events. I don't plan to be a person that only shows up during election time. I will be visible, active, and focused, and I need their support for everyone who lives in the 3rd Ward, Kaleem Shabazz, A6.
Okay, thank you
so
so much. Okay.
My pleasure.
Bueno, y aquí terminamos una vez más con radiodurísima.com, con Conversando con mi gente. Esta vez nos tocó con Kaleem Shabazz, el que está corriendo para el consulado de la 3ª sección de Atlantic City. Gracias y buenas tardes.